Now, we've talked about doubters and we've talked about other things on Motivational Monday on today's segment, but I think that it's good for us to talk about people that actually believe in you and the expectations we set for ourselves and that other people set for us. And this can be both in terms of inspiring you, but it can also come with a lot of pressure. When I set expectations for myself, which I quite often do, obviously, I put myself in these boxes. I'm like, I gotta have all A's, or a B is a failure. A is for success. Anything less than, my saying is, anything less than first is a loser. Second place is first loser. Third place is second loser, and so on. Anything less than the best isn't good enough. And that's a toxic mindset at times because it means if I don't have perfection, then I'm inadequate. I'm not good enough. And these are just expectations you put for yourself, and expectations for yourself can inspire you. They can keep you motivated, but they can also demotivate you. They can bring you down. They can tear you down. It just depends. I think it's good to expect a lot from yourself. What I don't think is good is to expect too much for yourself. Let's say too much too quickly. Let's put it that way. Let's say you're able to lift 150 pounds. And you say, well, by next week, I better be able to lift 288,000 pounds. You're not going to be able to lift that in 1 week. I'm sorry. It's not possible. That's just one example. Now, if you say, well, I can lift 150 this week, and next week I should probably be able to lift like 160, and then slowly build up from there. That's doable. I feel like you could probably do that. If you try hard enough and you dedicate yourself, you get a high protein diet, you change some things, you can definitely do that. Expectations that are realistic and a time set for them is a good thing. I would very much endorse this. Now, I'm in two honor societies now. I'm in my school's honor society, and then I'm in the National Society of Leadership and Success, which is another honor society. To be honest, my school's honor society has a higher GPA requirement than the other one, than the national one, but I digress from that point. And I go on to say that they both have high expectations of me. I'm not allowed to get anything but A's and maybe a B, but that's frowned upon. So I have all these expectations on me, and they want me to do the best I can. And I was happy and proud when I got into these societies. I'm like, yes, I did it. I didn't think I was good enough. I have a learning disability. I have all these things that could set me back. But things can only set you back if you let them. I've never let anything make an excuse for me. Excuses kill dreams, and I don't make excuses. I fight for what I want, and I get it when I can. You can't always get what you want, but you can always fight for what you want. Now, let's go and look at some of the other ways that expectations versus reality can be disappointing. Now, if you expect to be the president of the United States, okay, let's say this is you and you want to be president. Let's say you stumbled your way through high school, you had a low GPA, you couldn't get into college because obviously you had a low GPA. You are working at McDonald's flipping burgers, and that's all you're doing with your life. But you're like, I'm gonna be president, and you don't know a thing about politics. And then let's say there's this other person. They had all A's in high school. They went to college. They were an honors student. They were on the president's list, and they know a lot about what they're trying to do. And they know a lot about domestic and foreign policies, and they're just really educated. Now, and you say, haha, you wasted your time because I, the McDonald's employee who isn't educated on domestic or foreign policies, is going to be president. You're setting yourself up for failure because who's going to vote for the person with no education on this subject over the person that actually knows what they're doing? That's an unrealistic expectation. Unrealistic expectations are toxic. Realistic ones are positive. So, the educated guy wanting to be president realistic. He might be able to pull it off. Now, it's a really rare and hard thing to do. Become president's a difficult task, but if it's what you want, then you fight for it every day, then you might get it. It's just hard work and dedication. And that's the thing. There's a quote by Mandy Hale that says, "When you release expectations, you are free to enjoy things for what they are instead of what you think they should be." I think that's true, but only for unrealistic expectations. Realistic expectations, or positive, there's another quote, I'm unsure who said it, but it goes, "Expect more from yourself than from others, because expectations from others hurt a lot, while expectations from yourself inspire a lot. That's just part of life." And I think that sums this up perfectly. Letting other people set expectations for you and then becoming disappointed and heartbroken by them, obviously that's negative and you should avoid that. But setting your own expectations, realistic expectations, that's good for you. And you should do that. Don't be unrealistic in your expectations. Don't worry about what other people expect from you, because you know what you can do. Nobody else knows what you can do. You do. You set your own boundaries, and that's what's important in life. I'll see you guys next time. Have a nice night, evening, or day, depending on watching. And peace out, everybody. Goodbye.